Nessa girl, kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Because we got a lot to talk about with this part 2 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Let me start out by saying bravo, the production company, whoever in charge, did a really good job with parts 1 and 2 of the reunion because they kept us entertained. There was no dead zones. I was interested the whole time. And there was so much from this season to unpack. And believe it or not, a lot of people commented to me personally in conversation that they felt like Andy was too involved with these women and kind of veered from his normal hosting style as it relates to him digging and kind of being practical and throwing in his opinion. Quite frankly, I appreciated it because this is the first reunion I think Andy hosted it and talked to them as if we were sitting at a bar and it was like, okay, girl, I'm not just gonna take your answer like based on this, don't you think? Or like, girl, you say this, but don't you understand how people would think because you did XYZ? I appreciate him for changing up his hosting style as it related to the Housewives of Potomac. And with that, let's just get into it. So the show opens up with Giselle returning from Karen's dressing room. Now she's all, you know, in tears and flustered, and I'm just really thrown. God damn it, this is a hair or something. I'm just gonna have to talk through it, girl. I know that's distracting, y'all. I was just kind of, I can't. Oh, shit. Okay. I was just kind of thrown because it was like, you know, damn, I can't tell if y'all are friends or enemies. On one token, you're digging, laying it on thick. The next token is, oh, we go back so long and we've got so much history and you're one of the strongest people I know. And it's like, you know what? With friends like y'all, who the fuck needs enemies? Like, if that's the way you show friendship to people, I don't know that I want it. But the fact that Karen is still open to continuing to have a relationship with Giselle says to me one of two things. Either they really go back and they have a real genuine sisterhood, or Giselle knows where some bodies are buried. Either way, it's just kind of weird to me. I like what Ashley said. Ashley was like, yeah, I feel bad and I know that Karen is going through what she's going through, but it would be easier to be Karen's friend if she just XYZ. And I agree. And closing out the whole Karen crying situation, I appreciate Candace's comments the most, which were basically, listen, y'all know the bitch lie and she crazy. Just meet her where she at. That's basically what Candace was saying. And I agree. It was an eye-opening moment for me because I was like, you know what? Everybody doesn't process and take in and output information the same way I do or you do. You have to meet people where they are. And perhaps maybe meeting with Karen in group settings, talking about her issues is not the way to get her to come out with what's going on. Perhaps the Charisse approach, which is to take her to Nemacolin, and when she get drunk in the room, then sit back and talk to her. Meet her where she is. Down to the bedroom with a wig off and a bottle of wine. Moving right along. When Andy asked Candace again, was she going to invite Giselle to that wedding? Candace was not coming up off that invitation, and she was like, hell no, she don't want to go with. I look like handing her $500. Absolutely right, bitch. All these flowers and helicopters and tour netting and bubbles and feathers and marbles and trees and flower girls, 900 of them that we about to have down to this wedding, and this bitch don't want to come. I'll politely hold on to my mama $500. Please and thank you. Please again. Charisse looked it good. The fashions, honey, the fashions. Charisse looked the best out of all of them. She was a devastating diva in that red hair, A+, makeup, B-, dress. She gets an A. She slayed. The only reason I said the makeup, I didn't like that liner with the lip, but that's just me looking for something to be petty about. Charisse looked it good. God knows she needed physically because she looked bad as a goddamn friend, and we gonna roll right into that right now. Who was trying to get Kendall on this show? So, you know, Charisse, here's the thing. Charisse, your ass is lying, and Monique, you're downplaying your involvement. Charisse tried to pull it on some, yeah, I tried to get her on season 1 and 2. Yeah, see, that makes you look innocent because Gizelle had not introduced us to Sherman. But bitch, you tried to get her on season 3 too because bitch, you left season 2 mad as hell with her. Kendall was already in the fold, and I believe every word Monique says when y'all was down to the party and you said it's time for Kendall to make a cameo. I believe it, I believe it, I believe it. On the same token, Monique has half claimed her involvement. Monique, not only were you welcoming into it, not only were you welcoming to the addition of Kendall for no other reason than to get under Giselle's skin, you helped it too. You did, Monique. Now, you might not have initiated. Charisse opened the door, bitch, but you kicked that hoe down. Okay? You did, you did, you did. Own it. It is what it is, and keep it moving. Gizelle, I'm going to tell you something. I take exception with you continuously calling this lady horseface. You did it on the show. Now you doing it here. Like, I'm just not understanding your reason for insulting this lady. She didn't do anything to you. She did not say anything off color to you for the most part. And you just steady calling this lady horseface. And for Potomac to be as small as it is, I know you're going to run into her again, or you have to be friends with some people that are her friends. And real talk, I'm going to need in this very moment for this shit to move from Potomac to the real DC, because she ought to run up on you down to the country club and kick your damn ass. I just hate when people create issues where there does not have to be one. There's absolutely no overlap between Kendall and Gizelle. Kendall has no reason to feel a way about Gizelle dating Sherman, and Gizelle damn sure don't have a reason to feel a way about Kendall. Why insult this lady? Do y'all believe Sherman and Gizelle trying to get back together, or Sherman is trying to get back with Gizelle? Me personally, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I just think Gizelle is better at handling her public relations than Karen, and you're not gonna find no hole in Gizelle's story. But for whatever reason, I just don't believe it. I also did not like when Gizelle did the whole to Monique, you need to apologize. Oh, Sherman ain't worrying about you. He knows you're a horrible person. Like, I'm just not. It just further supports what I've been saying and what Karen said earlier in the episode, which is, Gizelle, you're just committed to not liking Monique. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine. You just don't like her. You don't plan on liking her. You have no intentions on liking her. And not only are you not trying to like her, you're actually sitting back finding the smallest little thing to blow up over. Because I thought y'all left the season, you know, on a decent note. I just don't know where all this heat and animosity came from this second part of this reunion. So they bring the men out. You know, Candace was looking all kind of regretful when they started to make mention of some of the things she said in reference to Chris. Candace, don't fuck your marriage up, your soon-to-be marriage, fucking around with this show. This show is only going to be here for a couple years, and hopefully Chris will be here forever. That was some low down shit you said, and you got to be, you too old to not be conscious of some of the shit that's coming out your damn mouth. Now listen, I was sad to see that Chris and his oldest son have not made any kind of physical contact just yet. I'm hoping, much like Ashley with her family, that the show will create an atmosphere and an environment where they can at least talk, because enough is enough. And Chris, I just encourage you to continue to push and do more. And if you know shit, show up to the damn house with an edible arrangement. A motherfucker could be mad at you as hell, but you get an $80 edible arrangement, it will buy you 60 seconds of their time. Trust me, I know. I don't have to apologize to a lot of hoes, and the edible arrangement is the best way to open up that door. Thank me later. Send me one too. Ray with them taxes, y'all. Now, is it me, or when they got the Ray and Karen bitch, I was glued to the TV like this? I will say this. I am satisfied with Ray's answers as it relates to the business stuff. One of two things has happened. you know, either it's the outright truth or they've had time enough to get together a solid lie. I'm going to tell you this too. Ray seems to be very honest, and a lot of the things that Ray says, sometimes if you pay attention to him, they undermine the things that Karen is saying. For Ray to consistently be like, shit, I thought she knew. I thought she was aware. That man ain't get as far as he has in business not knowing what he said and not said to people, and not knowing what information he's disseminated to people. He hasn't been that successful being a poor communicator. That man is absolutely right. Karen, your ass is more in the know with them goddamn finances than you let on. But I like Ray, so I'm going to choose to go ahead and roll with it. I don't remember when they went to her house, Robin saying she saw Karen's purse on the table, but I'm glad we can put that shit to rest. Karen live in the house, but according to Giselle, she only live in part of it. And which part is the question? The basement part, and they Airbnb the other part out? Do she live in the garage part, or do she live on that townhouse part that's on the property? Inquiring minds want to know. And I do believe that Matt was going around telling everybody you live down to apartment. You know, I feel like things got somewhat combative when Michael started speaking. However, you can't discount anything that Michael was saying, because Michael was speaking with perfect logic. He was speaking with perfect logic when it comes to business, unless Michael and Ray were just in a diehard situation and they had to unload that damn house. But Michael was absolutely right. Granted, they don't owe anybody any explanation, and that's people's go-to answer when they don't have an explanation. But the shit didn't make sense. You left a house you own in Potomac to go rent one so damn far away. That ain't the smartest business. And he told you right. You running a business. That's what the fuck you pay and hire attorneys and lawyers for. And if it's your business, you have to sign those damn tax returns. In India, everything Michael was saying was accurate. It was, and it made you say, Ray, I mean, one or two things. Either Michael is absolutely right, or you ain't as bad of a businessman as you say you is. Either way, Michael is right. That Blue Eyes situation, listen, you know, Ray, again, you run your mouth and you give too much information. I want to know, what are the interactions between Karen and Blue Eyes that had you suspecting him and her being together in the past? And it sounds to me like what you suspected is probably right, and at this point you're just probably too old to give a fuck, and you're just choosing not to pay attention. But I'm the firm believer that when there's smoke, there is fire, and like Ashley said, Ray, you need to trust your damn instincts. Charisse, after them husbands, they just dismissed you. So like, okay girl, it feel like somebody came on the IFB and Andy's end was like, okay, she been sitting there too long not saying nothing, dismiss her. I would be curious to know what was the real circumstance between Charisse not being a full-fledged member this season and just being a friend of the show. Was it a contractual issue that, you know, they couldn't come to an agreement on time? Or was it a situation where just production thought that you were boring and did not have much to offer the show? Or were you just going through some embarrassing stuff that you didn't want to be, you know, exploited in on the show? I don't know. She's selling that house though. I want to know what's the tea, bitch. Y'all hoes starting out in Potomac, but you're ending up in Great Falls or Andover, wherever the hell Robin stay, girl. You finna be staying over there with Robin where she did all this? Let me find out. Ashley rubbed egg in all y'all hoes' faces. She rubbed it in mine too, because I just knew when she came on, her and Michael was going to give us this song and dance about they struggling marriage and they still struggling to make it. And I was so prepared to be like, Ashley, do you need me to come around there and help you move? Because the writings are on the wall. But sadly, I was mistaken. Obviously, there's storks and baby pictures soon to be in frames on the wall because Miss Darby was pregnant. I hate that she lost the baby. I like the fact that her and Michael are in a better place. I like the fact that Ashley and her mom seem to be in a better place. And that nigga went out and got a goddamn job. Praise the fucking Lord. I mean, God damn it, Ashley, you should have probably tried out for some VH1 and MTV shows 15 years ago. If it took the motherfucker being talked about on TV for him to get a damn job, I'ma still need your mama to get some esteem about herself, because I'm looking at her crazy like it shouldn't have took a job. It shouldn't have took a TV show for him to get a job. All it should have took was him laying on top of her, stroking out that funky stuff to make him want to get up and be a man. But she didn't demand much of him. And he was only doing what she allowed him to. Not to mention, you and Michael was paying the bills. Shit, I wouldn't work either. Quiet as it's kept. Ashley in that music video, it was cute. Don't show that to nobody else. And what the girls learned. You know, Giselle made me want to slap the shit out of her. Everybody goes around and says something nice and sentimental, and she uses the closing to take a dig at Monique. So tired. So, like, the fact that you're so upset and so bothered and uses every ounce of camera time you can to exhibit that anger, it really says more about you, Giselle, than it does Monique. What's the problem? Why are you so mad? Because in the grand scheme of things, she ain't did any more or less than anybody else on this damn show. That's just that's how it is. But you just and hopefully season 4, that shit can be put to rest. But I will say this, just as I was ready to throw my damn phone at the damn TV, you know, you were nice when it came to Candace, and you said, Candace, you would like to come to the wedding, and you gave a very nice toast. And for that, I give you an okay, girl. Anyway, that's a girl. We powered through this one. Oh, this got my throat hurting, honey. And it's hot as fuck. I need to go walk the dog. At any rate, be sure to like and subscribe. And I may or may not give y'all basketball wives today. It's 5:30, bitch. And I'm ready to go down to the bar and spend some of that birthday money y'all blessed me with. I'll call you later. Cash App a hoe. It's my birthday. Bye.